Hello and welcome to all the viewers. I am Dia Arora, and on behalf of Brainfeed, I welcome all of you and our guest, Swami Chidrupananji, who is the director of All India Chinmay Yuva Kendra for the entire North Zone. Chinmay Yuva Kendra is the youth wing of Chinmay Mission, which has been serving youth all over India since its inception in the year 1975. He has been a TEDx speaker where he explained the meaning of life so beautifully. And especially, I am so honored to have you here with us today on this platform. And we'll be discussing all about life, what youth requires at this point of moment. So, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, so sir, since we all want to know about your organization, can you quickly tell our viewers what is Chinmay Mission all about?
Chinmay Mission is a global spiritual organization established in 1951 by its founder Swami Chinmayananji. We have a lot of wings, and for elders, for social organizations, so many wings are there. And out of the main wing, one of the wings is the Chinmaya Yuva Kendra, the youth wing of Chinmay Mission. So I worked as a Secretary General of Chinmay Yuva Kendra, plus also North Zone Director. But presently, I don't hold any post because I just came out of all those posts couple of years back, 2 years back. So right now, I'm in charge of Chinmay Mission Noida. So Chinmay Mission goal is to give maximum happiness to the maximum number for maximum period through education, educating the spiritual science of it.
So we have heard you talk about holistic education. So can you tell our viewers what is its importance?
See, today education means what actually, for simple thing is, psychologically, education means what? I study, I grow, I make my living, I enjoy my life, and then I live my life, and then till my end. But that is one aspect of education. That is essential. There is no doubt about it. Living is necessary, occupation is necessary, money is necessary, all that is fine. But what about the human side of it? Values, ethics, morality, commitment, responsibility towards society, to the country, to family values, and further evolution, helping people around. All these things are very essential for human growth. So holistic education is how do you manage your mind also, how do you manage your relationships, how do you manage your goals, how do you manage so many aspects of life, that which how would you manage your challenges in life, and how do you manage people, all those things. So holistic education should continue the physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual aspects of it, apart from the social side of it.
Okay, since it's an all package of what qualities a person requires throughout their life.
It is a thali, a good meal which contains everything.
All right, all right. Okay, so since this whole time is all about uh, controlling your own mind, because I heard if a person is able to control their mind, they can control any problem that comes their way. So how do we manage our mind?
You are right. You are said. If you can control your mind, your control. There is a beautiful. We conduct a lot of camps on this subtitle called "Win the Mind, Win the World." Win the mind, win the world. Actually speaking, just listen carefully. When you say a human being is nothing but his mind, because the body cannot act. Body is a no intelligence. It's a sentient. It's a toolkit. Body is a toolkit. So who is a doer? Is the mind. Who is a talker now? The mind. Who is listener now? The mind. So the mind is the central part of our human being. Any human being you take, the central part of our existence is our mind. So if mind is happy, you are happy. If mind is unhappy, you are unhappy. So therefore, mind management is the first thing. Swami Vivekananda says that if you want me to educate the children, so I will only just teach them how to manage the mind and teach them concentration. Then education follows in its own way. So if I teach concentration, that is enough. I just train the people how to train the mind, how to focus their minds on particular task. Then they know what to do, what not to do. Everything comes by wisdom inside. So therefore, Swami Chinmayananji also says, if you tame your mind, everything will come to you. So Guru Swami Chinmayananji, Gurudev used to say always, keep your mind where your hands are. So how to control the mind? So then we have to study what is mind, first of all, to control. Then we say it is mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. Then what is a thought? Thought is nothing but a packet of energy. In a given direction it moves. And then we have a lot of arrows like thoughts are emerging from the mind and on distant directions. And since they are not in unidirectional, they are scattered everywhere, energy is scattered. And all emotions are nothing but energies only. So anger, greed, lust, then all those things, even good qualities, positive qualities and negative are energies only. So we have to handle the energies. So all those things, if you study, understand the mind, I bring it down to three formulas. Formula in three steps. So one is that you must tame the mind, TAME. How to tame the mind? Of course, the training is given. How to tame the mind. Then you teach the mind, because once the mind is tamed, it listens to you. Then you can teach. Okay, my dear mind, this is what is life about. This is what you have to live. This is where your mistakes. This is where your problems are. So all these things when I can treat. Second is teach the mind. And the third one is train the mind. Train the mind. After I taught the mind, then mind is free to expose itself, all kinds of challenges. Then I put the mind in different situations. Of course, the life itself is a very beautiful testing place. So I train the mind in my relationships, how to behave, how to interact, how to respond, how to face challenges. All those things will come. So mind management, if you read Bhagavad Gita, full of mind management. How do you handle emotions? Arjuna was troubled by emotions. So therefore, mind management is a big subject. It's a very big subject. And once we know how to handle my emotions, how to handle my thoughts, etc., by awareness, by bringing awareness, by focusing myself on my goal. So when all these things I train, goal is important. So when I focus on my goal, all other things become secondary. Did you observe those are preparing for IAS exams or IPS, civil services, or preparing for medicine or engineering or IIT preparations? They don't have any time to disturb themselves or to distract themselves. Why? Because all the time focus is goal is there. I must get into IIT any cost. I must get into this IAS any cost. Therefore, the focus, all focus is on that only. No WhatsApp, no email, no chit chat, no useless talking to everybody. Nothing. Everything is focused. Therefore, once you have a goal, then mind automatically get disciplined. If you don't have a goal, mind gets scattered. So like that, there are so many techniques are there, how to control anger, how to control greed, how to control stress. All those things are different subjects are there. So, but then mind has to be trained. Mind has to be managed well in life.
All right. If we relate it to the school curriculum, which you said that it's a balanced diet and values are one such part of it. So, how do you think that if we enter the new normal right now and we'll be having students socially distancing with each other, not physically distancing, and also some values like sharing is caring, sharing their food with their friends, and enhancing their social circle. So how do you think that these values will suffer just because of the rules which are said to be in the new normal?
No, listen now. Now, this is pandemic everywhere all over the globe. Now, the first and foremost thing is your mental health and physical health. That is more important. So all the WHO and then government of India, then the state governments and then education institutions, they have given their guidelines. They thought of it, they gave guidelines. Now you see, for example, in COVID time, you just can't talk about social get together. So, okay, social get together is a good value. I must practice the social get together and hug everyone in a beautiful meeting, pat everyone. Let us celebrate over a drink or a cool drink or tea party and all. So let's enjoy. That is a value we have to cherish. Not now. Now we have to just follow the healthy rules, whatever government has given, like wearing masks, social distancing. But mental health is very important because you are separated from society, from the world. You are not able to meet people. So therefore, Zoom is there and other sound platforms are there, like so many other platforms are there. But you have to figure out how to keep yourself healthy. The parents have to teach the children, and parents also must themselves learn this technique from somebody, how to manage time, how to make time creatively useful in this pandemic period where most of us are at home all the time. So therefore, how to practice these healthy values are to be practiced. In fact, it's the best time to, one of the talks I mentioned very clearly, this is the best time where you have plenty of time. Travel time bach gaya. You don't have to go to office and by travel 2 hours, 3 hours in cities like that. Come one way 2 hours, two ways 4 hours. This stress is reduced and the travel time is reduced. So a lot of time is left. So you can use creatively the time to create very good habits in subconscious mind. So this is the values you have to cultivate, and new values you can cultivate. Value of getting up early morning. You can practice, take plenty of time for pranayama, yoga, or exercise, physical exercise. You may not go out for running every day. You may not go to gym, but then you have plenty of time. So you can learn many things in this time. So this is a golden opportunity also for the one who is intelligent, who is wise person. He can use this time intelligently and creatively to enrich himself or herself. So these are
What,
the values which we need to cultivate now.
what about the limited resources we have right now? Staying in one,
Limited resources,
yeah,
limited resource of what? Time? No.
no, not of time. If we talk about today uh, being in a single room and trying to be productive, students like me, or
Do you know, Dia, I understand. Single room or two rooms are there. 4 5 children are there at home. Husband is there. The mother and father are working. Children are working. Same time, they need a lot of laptops and the gadgets are required. Simultaneously, they have to attend. And I tell you, this situation, these are the challenges being faced, no doubt about it. Tell me one thing. When a family should together sit together, they must figure out how do we manage. I tell you, one cases are there, some cases are there where they have requested their neighbors, and otherwise they don't talk to anybody. Now in this time they have requested their neighbors, and neighbors are helping them, and therefore they are sitting in one room, second room of neighbor, or some help. Somehow the society is getting together to help each other in such situations. Some cases, in some cases they are figuring it out their own method. There's so many techniques are there, and they have to manage, they have to understand. Of course, as in the beginning, mobile phones are not there, laptops are not there. How do we go about it for online classes, Zoom classes? So these are all challenges they have faced. Now I think most of the problems are streamlined across the country, but then a lot of learning values are being learned here. How to be friendly, how to understand, how to adjust each other, how to, within family, how to adjust ourselves. As a family, let us live together, adjusting to the present situation. Okay, you manage this, I manage this. I know many places, therefore, parents are giving their phone to kids about 4.5 years old. They also have online classes only. Music, small, the online classes only, they are learning. Nursery also online only nowadays. I've seen people doing it in different houses when I go. So therefore, so much of cooperation, so much of learning is going on in this pandemic. I think there's all good learnings.
Kamiji, also tell us one thing that if we go online, little students, school students are turning themselves online, but at the same time they have so many distractions to cater to. How what is the power of this focus and meditation that they need to inculcate in themselves to move on from this distractions that they are facing?
Yeah, the distractions they're facing. Correct. You are right. Now, the first of all, when any problem comes, any situation comes, any challenge comes, first and foremost thing to do is not to get into panic mode. not to get into panic mode. Number one. Number two, that children may not be able to think independently. They may not find solutions for these problems. So who should find the solution for these problems? Parents or elders at home. Like disturbances are there, how to focus. And tremendous cooperation, tremendous planning, cooking time, other time, discussion time, eating food time. Everything has to be planned according to the sessions that are going on for different people, different students at the home. Children have sessions, online sessions. We must note down the timing, and it should be very well, it's a wonderfully executed field operation. How to do it? Now, these disturbances are there, no doubt about it. And then focus also. I addressed some of this problem. Yes, of course, you cannot just see the screen. Therefore, some schools are giving 10 minutes, 5 minutes break, 10 minutes break. I always suggest also, even when you are talking, look at away from the screen or wink for some time, just like one, two winks you take. And then, reduce the brightness of the what do you call laptop or mobile phone, reduce the brightness. These are the techniques you have to absorb, follow, and then protect yourself and also attend to the classes online.
But the youth being so opinionated these days, they are the most stressed ones. How come this
Now,
stress, which is a part of after 40s, has come to such young students?
see why stress happens to the youth, because they are bubbling with energy, enthusiasm. They are dynamic. They want to go out and then meet friends and then go on bikes and meet and go to college, go to laboratories or go to libraries or go to hotels or restaurants, and then sometimes go to movies, and then they want that kind of a bubbling life, activity, full of activity. No, such an active life, you people suddenly in the lockdown came, and then fear psychosis entered, and then everybody is locked in, right? And therefore, these youth are in trouble. Now, I tell you one thing, Dia, so many organizations are conducting online programs, counseling, stress management, how to cope up in this period, what kind of activities can be undertaken, and how to get together on Zoom or any other platform, and how to share ideas, how to speak to others also, then how to make yourself calm yourself. All these things are to be given, they are to be educated, because there's no other way. Either do it or do or die situation, like either if I'm not able to cope up with the present situation, then I cannot exist till the COVID gets over. Then at least now the lockdown is removed and a lot of people are going out also, taking precautions, and some freedom has come. It was not earlier, it was horrible. Now it is better, no? Sometimes you can go out and come back also. There's so many people that are wandering. I see, I am staying in Noida. Out of the ashram, their big road is there. So I see so many youngsters going in the evening walk, morning walk. So many people I walk, I see them. Earlier, they never used to do it. So now, one more thing. Youth are, since they are grown up, they can be counseled, they can be coached, they can be trained in the situations. So hold such programs, either organizations like Brainfeed. You come up with some beautiful organization. This one have a large platform on YouTube also. Have select some topics also, and for especially you mentioned about 10, 15, 20 topics. And then as a social service, your organization also can train how to cope up with this kind of situations. Experts are there. Anybody can take one small topic and expand it, discussion, group discussion, question sessions, so that you can at least empower the youth. So without knowledge, without training them, don't ask them to fill the life as it is. Then don't get panic that they are getting troubled. They are under pressure. They are psychologically disturbed. They are stressful. What to do? What can you do? You can't go out and run in the organization like anything. You cannot run out on the roads. What can you do? So we have to train ourselves, and therefore this pandemic is teaching us all over the globe a new lessons for humanity, that which we all have to learn. and that is good sign. As far as learning is concerned, it's a good sign.
But also today, self-discipline is paid. Nobody would exercise regularly if they do not pay at the gym.
Correct.
How do we have
Correct.
this free self-discipline that is a gift of God to us naturally come to us?
Correct, correct, correct. You are right. You are right. In fact, this discipline is a very beautiful thing. People are disciplined because fear of so many things, ill health, because they are not going out. They are compulsorily doing exercise at home. Many of them. I also do walking only within the ashram. And there's one doctor, orthopedic surgeon, is my friend. He told me, Swamiji, shall I tell you one thing? He said, yes. What do you do? On the terrace of my house, I walk 7 kilometers every day. 7 kilometers on terrace. I said, how many? I said, I don't count, but I keep the watch. I mean that exercise watch. So I just walk 7 kilometers, and within that, can you imagine? Without exercise, I can't keep quiet. So I'm doing that. So he figured out how to continue his exercise in spite of all the situations outside. You have to figure it out, and that discipline is there. Health is maintained, and still you can enjoy life. The psychological life you can enjoy. That is, mind can be beautiful. Physical health also you can enjoy, but you have to struggle. I cannot say that because I am not allowed to go out. The doctor I spoke, he stays in a big city in India where on the seashore on his house, beautiful house. So on the big and fresh air he gets, and he used to run every day. But now he cannot. So therefore, we have to figure out how to make ourselves healthier, even though the situations are not so conducive in the outer world to go out and walk or run. So the discipline is required.
If we talk about the government's new policy, that is the national education policy, they have laid emphasis on vocational education. So,
Yes.
how do you think that the schools will be able to cope up to vocational education so early in their
You
stages?
are you are asking how do you think schools can cope up? Did you ask me a question? How this will help the people?
Yeah, how will this help the people?
This is the more important, no?
Yes, yes.
What kind of pressure you are making? So far, you are educating theory and throwing them into society. There was a beautiful article in one of the newspapers a couple of years back. What is the education that we are giving that youngsters come out, they don't know how to change the fuse, they don't know how to clean the panka or fan, they don't know how to remove the fan, they don't know how to use the first aid, they don't know how to use the certain electronical, some disturbance are there, they can repair it, they don't know how to repair it, they don't know medical aid, they don't know how to get vegetables, they don't know how to select vegetables, they don't know how to negotiate the price, they don't know how to check the quality of various products in society. They don't know how to talk to elders, soft skills, and also work. There is no work. So if I am begging, give me a job, give me a job. Okay, do you have any skill? I'll tell you one story. One beautiful story said by great Mahatma. We tell this in spiritual organizations. Almost all the great Mahatmas told this story. That in one ashram, some father came with his son. He said to the monk, the great head of the mission, Swamiji is my son. I want to join him in your ashram so that he can grow. The Swami asked, okay, welcome. Which work you would like to do? Do you know how to wash utensils in the kitchen? He says, I don't know, I cannot wash. Do you know cooking? He said, no, I don't know cooking. Do you know sweeping the floor? He said, I don't know sweeping the floor. Do you know accounts? No, I can't do accounts. So he asked so many things. The boy replied, no, I cannot do service. I can't do service. Then the Swami said, take him home. He's unfit here. You people think that because he is unfit in the world outside, he is fit in ashram. Then the Swami said, if hard work is necessary in the world outside, harder work and hardest work is required to survive in an ashram, doing all kinds of works without ego and egocentric desires. Therefore, vocational courses are very important. You know why? It gives confidence to the student. Yes, I can do this work and survive. If I don't get any job, I'm a carpenter or a plumber, or I'm an electrician, or so many vocational courses are there, and technical skills are there. Now, today's skill is not there. If some skill is there, I can fit in myself somewhere to eke livelihood. This very essential thing, beautiful skill. So the entire country, the skilled labor, the skilled workers, skilled technicians, skilled people, everywhere, in all walks of life, the skilled people will increase in number. And that is what is required. That gives confidence also. So, okay, now the problem with all of us is that education system, now how to cope up with the syllabus, who will teach them, how to recruit new people, where to have vocational cases, there must be some shed also to be created, workshop should be created, there is no place in the organization, in the school building, where to have, these are the problems which are to be solved by the education institutions. You have to solve the problem, but it's going to help to the people. No, I cannot continue these courses because we don't have, therefore let us not continue. That is wrong. In fact, everybody appreciated this new education policy, vocational courses and all. You know, you have read it in the newspapers and many things. People appreciated this policy. Especially skills are being taught. Good, no? So how to implement that is more important than being worried about how to manage this and all. You can manage, just simple planning is necessary. Where there is a will, there is a way.
So you spread the message of spirituality around the globe. So how spiritual is today's youth?
Now see, do you know, more and more youth are turning towards spirituality nowadays. In fact, we had a some program about 10 years back on this question only, why youth are turning towards more and more towards spirituality. You look at so many spiritual organizations, you find youth in large numbers. And they under, because you know, I tell you why. Because to face the problems of life such as stress, relationship issues, stress management, and the ill health, all these things, they are turning towards spirituality only. So I tell you one thing, spirituality is the only subject in the world which tells you how to handle yourself first before you handle anything else. Tell me, you have learned whatever degree or post-graduation you have learned. Were you taught anywhere so far how do you handle your anger, how to handle your emotions, how to handle your depressions, how to handle your greed, or how to handle your negative thoughts? Have you been taught about it?
But don't you think that we learn all this through our experiences?
No, that's hard way of learning. By the time you reach age 60, 70, you become wise person. Nobody will listen to you.
Absolutely.
That is not a way. Experiences teach you certain things in life, not everything. In fact, for example, to become a cricket player, do you get trained first, enter into the field, or directly enter into cricket field to get trained? Tell me, answer me.
Train first.
Any game you play, do you learn the rules of the game first, then enter into the ground to play, or I will learn the straight away in the ground only rules of life, or rules of game?
To get trained first.
Therefore, first you must learn, then enter into the life, then you will understand. So before I face challenges, otherwise what is the use of Google services? Tell me then. You learn first what is happening, what is the traffic condition, what is the weather condition, what is the so many things, distance, and how the road is, everything, which way is taken, which way traffic is more. I will learn what? After traveling there or before?
Before.
Therefore, before I make my life journey, I must know what life is, how to live.
And that is what should be taught in the schools.
Yes, that should be. That's a compulsory subject. It should be compulsorily made. We are not talking of which God you believe, which path you. That's not the spirituality. Something is great science.
General idea of life.
General idea of life. General idea of your mind, yourself, how to handle your emotions, how do you react, how to respond, how to have good relationships with the people around, how to be a shock absorber in life. Somebody abuses you for no reason. Can you take it for some time? Can you take it means, can you listen to the abuse? like Buddha taught, like all spirituality things. Okay, I know how to letting go, let go, let go, let go. When time comes, of course, I will definitely. With how do you handle your emotions? Because you emotionally get surcharged, and then you can commit a crime. So many atrocities are happening. I get certain dirty thought, then I commit a crime. If I'm taught how to handle that thought, if I think about other person whom I am harming, if I have a spiritual dimension that he is also, she is also another human being, he also, she also suffers. As I suffer, if I have something happens to me, that compassion, kindness, it won't come. When spirituality is there, when all these such beautiful thoughts are there, crime you will not do. You may get a thought to steal, but you know how to control it.
With spirituality.
So that is spirituality. That is the area of spirituality,
Okay, you
which is
talked.
totally missing.
Yeah, you talked
Yeah.
about letting go things. If we also know that silence is the most powerful weapon, and it helps you stay calm. So,
Yeah.
what is the power of silence?
See, silence means what? Not verbal silence. Because no, I am silent, but I am entertaining lot of thoughts inside. I am silently planning how to destroy somebody. I am silent, sitting in a corner, but my mind is dynamically working how to destroy somebody. That is not silence. Silence is what? Silence is nothing but silence of the mind. So silence of the mind means what? The thought energy is conserved. Thoughts are not produced. Very minimum thoughts are produced. Like you put a hand in a water or bucket of water and spin it with a hand, and the water will just flush everywhere, and then it gurgling. Oh, so many things will happen. A very horrible movement of water takes place. Similarly, our thoughts in the mind, whirlpool. The whirlpool is created. Is it not? If you put a hand in the bucket and then do it. So whirlpool is created. Similarly, mind also, we constantly छेड़ते रहते हैं. हिंदी में बोलते हैं छेड़ना.
जी,
मन को छेड़ते रहते हैं.
जी,
Constantly stirring up with so many thoughts. So always it is exploding. In explosion only, in the condition of explosion. Therefore, what is happening when thoughts are, each thought is energy, so much of energy is splashing in all directions. So there is no conservation of energy. So conservation of energy is not there if I am not able to practice silence. So what is silence does? Silence is a practice wherein you are consciously reducing the thoughts that are entertained in the mind and becoming more narrow and narrow, small thoughts and very, very less thoughts, minimum thoughts you entertain, and more energy is conserved. Therefore, after meditation, when thoughts are come down, or after thought of focus and then silence and solitude, you get rejuvenated. You get rejuvenated with energy, fresh energy, and that you can focus is more. Concentration is high. When you are agitated, can you go and write exam? See why? Where you don't want any disturbance at home. Every day you quarrel for a breakfast at home. Paratha mein butter क्यों नहीं है? You may quarrel every day, but on examination, do you quarrel?
no,
You say, "Mummy, जो है देते ना वो exam important."
because we want to keep that peace of mind intact.
Peace of mind. You know why? Because that is called silence. Less thoughts are entertained. I don't entertain what is fed given to me by mummy. This is इसमें क्या बोलते पराठा में ये नहीं है वो नहीं है. There is no questions asked. जो मिला वो खाया दिखा. शाम को लड़ाई करेंगे आराम से एग्जाम के बाद. ठीक है?
We store those things
So
for later.
that is the power of silence. And of course, spiritually, it has its own dimension. Very dimensions are there. So, but especially, it is called mano maunam, silence of mind. When mind is silenced, no problems at all. Mind wakes up, all problems come. In deep sleep state, mind doesn't exist. When you got in deep, not in dream, deep sleep state, no mind, no problems. You got up, mind is born, all samsara enters. You know, I am Diya, I am working, I have to interview these people, this is my job today, what kind of questions to make, how to talk to mummy, how to talk to father, how to do this, how to talk to boss, वहाँ जाना, यहाँ जाना, ये करना, everything, so many thoughts disturb you in the morning. So when mind wakes up, all disturbances are. When mind is not there, absolute peaceful and deep sleep state. Therefore, they observed when the mind is full and agitation, full of agitations, problem. So, how to keep the mind calm and quiet without going into sleep? That is meditation. That is solitude. That is silencing the mind. When thought comes, you can silence the mind by withdrawing it, by ignoring the thought. The thought is not developing further because you are not pumping energy into the thought. When I pump energy into the thought, thought multiplies. When the thought came, I ignored. So ignoring a thought is called practicing silence. A thought came, dances around before me for some time. It finds no support from me. The thought dissolves. Then I enjoy silence, calm, quietude in the mind. So beautiful it is. And such a calm and quiet mind can achieve anything, can focus on things and everything studies, can concentration will increase and how to respond will increase. Intellect becomes brilliant. Intuition also develops. Stress and strain won't be there. Wonderful state it is. Thank you for asking this question.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. And we got to know so much from you, these values that we need to inculcate in ourselves, the idea of spirituality, and your examples were wonderful. I got to learn a lot from you, and I am so honored to have you on this platform. So, sir, also, can you give a little message for Brain Feed as well?
Yeah, brain feed is a wonderful thing. It's 7-8 years हो गया है start करके. I know your Brahman ji, very nice. Last year I met him. I'm so happy that you are doing good work, especially calling all educationists and then making them speak and then share ideas and bringing out the magazine every month. I don't know how you are coping up in COVID by bringing magazine and all that work, but then I'm so happy that I came across your organization. I wish everyone in your organization, right from the founder of the organization, Sri Brahmanji, to everyone, all the best. May you all live long with good health and serve society and spread these good thoughts of education so that you more and more you can influence society positively. And I wish you all the best in this good work.
Thank you so much for your blessings, sir. Hari Om.
Thank you. Hari Om beta. Thank you. Take care.
So this was a wonderful discussion with Swami Chidrupanandji from Chinmay Mission and how they are spreading with our organization the idea of spirituality in education and having a full balanced diet in education system, that we got to know about the holistic education. Also, to stay updated with latest educational news as well as the pedagogical structures involved in it, please subscribe to Brainfeed channel as well as the magazine to know more about education sector. Thank you. Have a nice day.